Hi, so this is Linda Johnson from Story Talk, and right now I'm talking about this book, Think and Grow Rich. Yeah, so I've been kind of doing this going backward and forward. This is a lifetime book that I recommend every professional get their hands on. I think that every person who seeks to be successful, who seeks to achieve something great, I think that you should read this book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. But there's something specific that I want to read. This is found in this particular edition. This is the landmark bestseller, now revised and updated for the 21st century by Napoleon Hill. So I want to show you guys the cover by Napoleon Hill. Yes, okay. And so on page 98 and 99, I want to read something that I think is very, very, very important. So it actually it picks up on chapter 6, and this will be page 97. And it's titled Imagination, the Workshop of the Mind. This is the 5th step to riches. It's like every single sentence, every single word counts. And it says, the imagination is literally the workshop wherein are fashioned all plans created by people. The impulse, the desire, is given shape, form, and action through the aid of the imaginative faculty of the mind. It has been said that we can create anything we imagine. I highlighted that in the book on page 97. And then I'll go further down in this paragraph that says, we have conquered the air so completely that the birds are a poor match for us in flying. We have harnessed the ether and made it serve as a means of instantaneous communication with any part of the world. And I was like, oh, I have to put that in red. I'll read that again. It says, we have conquered the air so completely that the birds are a poor match for us in flying. We have harnessed the ether and made it serve as a means of instantaneous communication with any part of the world. And then it goes on to say, we have discovered that our brain is both a broadcasting and a receiving station for the vibration of thought. And we are beginning now to learn how to make practical use of this discovery. We have increased the speed of locomotion until we may now travel at a speed of more than 600 miles an hour. I was blown away with that one, like, wow. And then I had to put an asterisk, and I wrote this in red. The very first sentence I highlighted in red, and then the rest I highlighted with the pencil. But this is what really resonated with me. Our only limitation within reason lies in the development and use of our imagination. The imagination is so powerful. Yes, we have not yet reached the apex of development and the use of our imaginative faculty. We have merely discovered that we have an imagination and have commenced to use it in a very elementary way. And I thought that was really kind of a great way to end that paragraph. So I want to point out here that what Napoleon Hill is saying here is that there are two forms of imagination. So you're going to think about which one you can apply to yourself. I'll tell you which one applies to me and how I feel about myself. So the two forms of imagination is called the synthetic imagination or the creative imagination. I can tell you without reading that I am definitely the creative imagination. But let me read to you what it says. The imaginative faculty functions in two forms. One is known as the synthetic imagination and the other as creative imagination. Synthetic imagination, this is what it says. Though this faculty, through this faculty, one may arrange old concepts, ideas, and plans into new combinations. Is that you? This faculty creates nothing. It merely works with the material of experience, education, and observation with which it is fed. It is the faculty used most by the inventor, with the exception of the genius, who draws upon the creative imagination when they cannot solve a problem through synthetic imagination. And I think you can go back and listen to this video, but I think that point is so profound if you consider yourself to be the synthetic imagination. Now, this is me all the way. The creative imagination. Through this faculty of creative imagination, the finite mind of humankind has direct communication with infinite intelligence. Oh my goodness, when I finish this live, I have to underline that in red. Infinite intelligence. I'll read that again. Through the faculty of creative imagination, the finite mind of humankind has direct communication with infinite intelligence. It is the faculty through which hunches and inspirations are received. That is definitely me. Is that you? I want you to really, really think about that. Hunches and imaginations, or hunches and inspirations. What inspires you? What do you have a hunch for? Think about that. It is the faculty through which hunches and inspirations are received. It is by this faculty that all basic or new ideas are developed. It is through this faculty that thought vibrations from the minds of others are received. And it is through this faculty that one individual may tune in to or communicate with the subconscious minds of others. The creative imagination works automatically in the manner described in subsequent pages. This faculty functions only when the conscious mind is vibrating at an exceedingly rapid rate, as for example, when the conscious mind is stimulated through emotion of a strong desire. We're going to talk about this more, and it goes on. There's some other things that it says, but I think it's important that I also share that the creative faculty becomes more alert, more receptive to vibrations from the sources mentioned in proportion to its development through use. You have to use your imagination. Indeed, both the synthetic and creative faculties of imagination become more alert with use, just as any muscle or organ of the body develops through use. Your imaginative faculty may have become weak through inaction. It can be revived and made alert through use. So if you kind of person that maybe you've been educated in a particular area, maybe you work hard towards achieving something, and then you just kind of put it on the shelf. Maybe you started writing a book. Maybe you had some great creative idea and you started it, and then you set it aside and moved on to the next thing. You might want to think about going back. Check out what you've done. Look into what you've done and think about how can you pick this up and continue on in that journey as though you never, ever stopped. I want you to think about that. So your imaginative faculty may have become weak through inaction. It can be revived and made alert through use. This faculty does not die, though it may become quiescent through lack of use. This statement is significant. Ponder on it before continuing. So you might have to go back and read this, or listen to this, or go in the book and read page 99, because I think it's important. Yes, this statement is quite significant, and ponder on it before continuing. I had to take a beat for a minute. Keep in mind, as you follow these principles, that the entire story of how one may convert desire into money cannot be told in one statement. No, it can't be. I'm telling you. The story will be complete only when one has mastered, assimilated, and begun to make use of all principles. And then the last thing I want to share is that the great leaders of business, industry, and finance, and the great artists, musicians, poets, and writers became great because they developed the faculty of creative imagination. Say no more. And then the last thing I actually underlined on this page was, desire is only a thought, an impulse. And that's all for now. I'm Linda Johnson with Story Talk. And I'll be back on again, and we're going to talk some more about Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, because I do believe that everything that is written in this book is of importance for anyone who is trying to achieve something great. Yes, you who are listening. Listen, we all have a story. You have a story and I have a story, but the story that you really, really need to write is the one you've always been afraid. That is my motto. That's my belief. But you need to pick this book up, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I promise you it will bless you. My name is Linda Johnson. If you are interested in joining me in a writer's workshop, just email me at marshaelyn@gmail.com. That's MARSHAELIN@gmail.com. I'll get back to you. Just put in the subject line, writer's workshop, put your name, and be sure to also add a number where I can contact you, and make sure you have the wherever you're emailing me from. If it's another email you want me to communicate with you by using it, just make sure you put that in the body of the email. I'm so excited. I'm so happy. And remember, think and grow rich. What you think is what you are. Yes. And having a positive mindset, I do believe that a positive mindset will get you through anything that you are going through. Yes, I believe that, and I'm a witness. Listen, I have so many stories that I can share with you. I've published a few, but I do have so many more that I have written, and I would like to get them out on the market and make them available. I do have some things that's coming up again. My name is Linda Johnson. Email again is marshaelyn@gmail.com. And please follow me. Please read this book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. I promise you, it will bless you. Before I end this live, I want to share scripture that aligns with my mission and my message for positive thinking will make you happy, which is found in the book of Philippians, chapter 4, verse 8, that says, "Finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest, whatsoever things are just, whatsoever things are pure, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue and if there be any praise, think on these things." And those are all positive things. Listen, there's another scripture in the book of Isaiah, and it says that God's ways are not our ways, and his thoughts are not our thoughts. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are his ways higher than our ways, and so are his thoughts higher than our thoughts. So get yourself in line with the things of God. God bless you.